Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me for our first Thanksgiving series video. I promised that I would teach you how to roast the turkey, and that's what we're gonna do today. So I know this is a chicken. Please don't judge me for using a chicken, but you can only roast the turkey once a year. So what we're gonna do at first is cut out this backbone. So you can find the backbone because of the neck. The neck is going to attach obviously to the back, just like in our own bodies. So we're gonna take sharp kitchen shears, or you can use a knife or a cleaver if you're comfortable with it. And we're going to make a first cut. And you're gonna go slowly, just following along that spine. Okay, so one side is done, almost. Okay, so there, you can see that we have freed that part. And we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Sometimes it's really tough. There we go, so just cutting. There we go. So now that spine is out. We're gonna save this, don't throw this away. This is gonna be used for our stock. So there we go, that's out. Now what we've got is a spineless bird. So as you can see, we can flip it over nicely. Now, if you've ever seen a spatchcocked or butterflied chicken, and that's what we're doing today, pretending it's a turkey, of course, you'll notice that it is flat. And how they get it flat is by breaking the breastbone. So all you have to do is with even pressure, sometimes it makes a loud snap, and sometimes it doesn't, like now. And I'm putting all my body weight on it. But as you can see, it is now flat. So this is what we've got. The reason that you would spatchcock or butterfly a chicken or turkey or any other bird is because it greatly reduces the cooking time, and because all of that skin is exposed to the heat of the oven. It's going to brown really, really nicely. So that crispy skin that everyone likes, you're gonna have a lot more of it this way. So what we're gonna do is we are going to carefully, there we go, transfer it to our wire rack. And I'm gonna get this out of the way. All right, so we're gonna season it now. So we've got, and we're gonna make use of our perfect pantry. We are going to use some oil. I like something like olive or canola, something simple. We're gonna do some paprika. We're gonna do some granulated garlic, and of course, salt and pepper. Now, if you have poultry seasoning in your cabinet, Thanksgiving is the best time to use it because it's got like sage and marjoram and thyme, sometimes nutmeg. It's usually salt-free, so if you're gonna use it, just make sure it doesn't have salt. And if it does, just go easier on the salt that you're gonna put on. So poultry seasoning is totally fine, but we're going to stick to our pantry items, so we're not gonna use it today. First thing you need to do is drizzle your bird with oil. Now, here's a little kitchen tip. What I like to do, ooh, my nose is itchy. Why is it itchy now? Oh my goodness. Okay, so cover the bird, get in all the crevices, all around. And it's really great to have all of your oils and spices in little ramekins or little extra dishes, because you don't want to be getting raw bird all over your spice jars and your oil. So I always keep it separate. It's just a bit safer that way, not to be spreading, you know, salmonella around your house. Okay, so front and back is seasoned, okay, or is oiled. And now what we're gonna do is start sprinkling our spices. It doesn't matter if you start with top or bottom, essentially, but for prettiness sake, I like to do the inside first, and then I do the top, because I really like to sprinkle that paprika on in a, you know, a little nice way. Okay, so pepper. And you could make a blend if you want, but I kind of like a little bit more garlic than everything else, and so I feel it out as I'm going. So I'm just using all my seasoning in there. Oops, there we go. This is why you do the paprika on the top last. You need to be more careful than I am. So anywhere that skin is separated to, you want to see if you can get the seasoning in there. The more skin and flesh it touches, the more delicious it'll be. Okay, so the last thing is going to be some salt. And it's okay to generously salt your birds. I always do, because you think about it, you're really only able to get this on the outside. You're not able to get it on the inside. So the chance that you have is to do it like this. And believe me, it's never too much. And I'll give you some measurements later. Okay, so flip it over. There we go. Try and only use one hand. Well, it's fine. Okay, situate that guy. And if you do have any extra pieces of fat like I do here, feel free to cut them off. And I'll add that to my stock pot later. Okay, here's our bird. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna season, and rub. And I don't quite have enough oil. So, in our house, this is a true story, we really like to use mayonnaise as our goo that all the spices stick to. If you're a mayonnaise house, I highly recommend you try the mayonnaise coating. There's something about it. It keeps your birds so moist, and it's delicious. And it's really nice and sticky, so you can actually make your mayonnaise and all your spices together and make a bit of a paste. And you can put that right on your chicken or turkey. It's delicious. Okay, so pepper. Okay, now finally, because the paprika is the pretty part, I'm gonna do this gently. So I'm just gonna sprinkle. Okay. And then, okay, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna have my husband come around this side. Honey, come over. I want them to see what's going on back here. So as you can see, I have created a cavity between the meat and the skin, a nice big open space. See that? That's a perfect place to be adding a bunch of good stuff. So I'm gonna add the rest of my pepper, my garlic, and the rest of my paprika is gonna go in there as well. And some salt. So this is awesome. When it comes apart nicely like this, you're golden, because then you can just get your hands all up in there and it's gonna work wonders for your final product. So, okay, this is great. Now the only other thing that I would recommend is, if you have some fresh herbs like this, I just went and snipped these from the garden, I'm gonna put some parsley all up under that skin. And we're also gonna use some when we make our gravy, but I think it's great to also put some under the skin. Okay, so I'm gonna wash my hands and we're gonna fix this up a little bit and then get it in the oven. Okay, it's been about 45 minutes total, a lot longer than I thought, but I think we're all set. Look at this beautiful bird. Look at that guy. Brown skin, and we didn't even really have to baste. All we did was add a little bit more oil. Yeah, timer's going off. Prove to you I wasn't lying. Okay, so we are going to check this, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we are at 165 degrees. All right, I think we're good. I'll check it one more place. I don't know if you can see that, but we're definitely at 165. So I like to get it in at a couple different places, thick parts of the bird, to check for doneness. And it is done and it is beautiful. And as you can see, shut that off. We've got in the bottom here, we added that little bit of water to the bottom of the pan when I noticed that some of these veggies were really browning. And we've got the makings of some really great gravy down there. So, aren't you excited to learn how to make the world's best gravy and mashed potatoes? You're gonna come to that class, I know it. So anyway, we're gonna let this bird rest and then we're going to carve it. So we will see you next video. Bye y'all.